You know, when I was a kid in Campbelltown reading my mum and dad's big book of Europe, I never ever imagined I would be able to visit the places I was reading about. That's the Venice lagoon behind us. Venice is in the distance, and we've got a lakeside pitch. So as you approach these toll stations or toll booths, there'll be various lanes, and you're looking above them. In this case, the lanes to the right with a big yellow box there with a T in it, they're basically telepass only. If you haven't hired the telepass unit, and I've never bothered, you avoid those, you know. Now, the lane we're going into here with the van in front of us is telepass or card or cash. The lane to the right you can see, which is predominantly blue, is telepass and card only. Now, there's different scenarios though. In some cases, if you're just entering the toll road, you may just be picking up a ticket. In this case, you just punch a button, take the ticket, and you pay at the other end. And there's different scenarios for paying. There's less man booths now than there used to be. You just drive up to the pay booth and pay, card or cash. More often now, there's going to be a machine, and it's going to be card or cash, unless you accidentally go into a card only, which we've done. So we always have euros and cards. Now, we predominantly pay by card now, contactless normally, feed your ticket in, away you go. And that's really all there is to it. They're pretty easy. Now, vignettes are something different. So here we are, Fusina. So we're on Lakeside Pitch 14 this time. So yeah, camping Fusina, eh?
Lovely.
Yeah, I've got some notes here, which I don't normally do. We're normally winging it, aren't we?
Yeah.
Which is why I do most of the talking, isn't it? Because you've got no idea what
Absolutely none whatsoever.
rubbish is going to come out of my mouth, have you?
No, none whatsoever.
The big attraction about Fusina is that you can buy tickets for the 20-minute ferry to Venice, and the port is only, 5 minutes walk away?
Aye, probably, but yeah.
I would say the toilets and showers are adequate.
They're okay.
Yeah. The wee shop's quite expensive on site, and you are a bit captive here because there's not really anywhere round about you could walk to do any shopping. But the restaurant's pretty fair, isn't it?
It's not bad price, and it's not bad food.
April splits €4.
€4.
We had one of these Italian salads, which are always worth trying.
Yeah.
€12, eh?
Yes, that's what that was, yeah.
The attraction really is that we're looking across to Venice here. We can see the lights at night.
Lights are lovely.
Yeah, we can see the sunrises and sunsets. It's really beautiful, you know. But it can be a bit noisy. There's a working port over to the left there.
Yeah.
You know, you can hear sometimes in the middle of the night there's cruise liner engines going and things like that, you know. It's just something to be aware of. This is the 4th time we've been here in September. Never had a problem with mosquitoes.
No.
Unfortunately, September here, there are mosquitoes
Yes.
this time. Never experienced it before, to be honest, you know.
No, they've had a good few meals out of us.
Yeah. We bought these wristbands you get, and you know, we want a wee citronella spray you can put on it as well. But I'm still bitten. We're both bitten, aren't we? Yeah.
I think you're worse than me.
I've got them all over, you know. Bit of a pain, but there you go. But I've got an old thing, a jungle formula in the van. I think its sell-by date was 2023, so it's probably nicely brewed in there by now.
Forearms, feet, or lower leg.
You're reading instructions, that's always a mistake.
Yes, but it says do not put on your face.
Yeah, I've decided.
And out of date.
Decided this stuff's getting junked. Well, we're using them, aren't we?
Yes.
To me, it's not been effective. So the old vintage,
It's out of date.
out of date jungle formula, it stings a bit. It stings a bit.
Most people would have tried it in a wee bit.
Yeah,
No. Not Brian. He sprays it all over himself.
Yeah, I've got it everywhere. The insects are staying away, but
Basically.
so are any humans as well. We're not going into Venice this time.
No.
We've been 3 times, but I can tell you what our experience was. Yeah. Based on the first time we went, we probably would never have gone back again, would we? We got the 10 o'clock ferry in, but we went armed with a tourist map. We tried to see all the sites. As you do, that's why you've gone, isn't it?
Yes.
And these places were crazy busy. I think we felt we'd been forced out by about 2 p.m. But the second time, we didn't have the tourist map. We ditched it. And we wandered about a bit more. We realised that the 10 o'clock ferry in and the 2 o'clock ferry back was the most sensible thing to do, rather than get forced out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was much more enjoyable.
Yes, it was, yeah.
And then we went back again the next year and did it that way.
Everybody has their job, 9 to 5, and getting drained. They settle for second best, scared to risk what the future might future might bring. I hold my breath, waiting for someone to knock at my door, telling me there is more waiting for me.
Yeah, Rona was just saying there, that's the first time we've seen the Rialto Bridge without scaffold on it. Might be €33, but it is pretty good, isn't it?
It's lovely.
And I know that people advise us not to come to the banks of the canal, to find a back seat,
Yeah.
but you can, you could.
You could, that wee one you were in €3 for an Aperol Spritz when it's, what is this? The Savers here?
Oh, yeah, it was called the corner pub. Yeah, €3 Aperol Spritz, will be €9 here. But with this field, you get one shot. Well, €12.
A little harder. If I love all the ways the world puts me to the test.
We're wading through about an inch of water here, inch and a half of water. A lot of these restaurants in St Mark's Square, a lot of the waiters have got wellies on.
Would it hurt at all?
I don't know what you do. If you want to see the sights in Venice, you've got to do it, haven't you?
Yes, and you've got to be prepared to queue for a long time, and
It's probably one of these places that's better to... Oh no, you know what you could do? You could go 2 days in a row. First day with a map, see all the sights.
yeah,
Second day, just wander. Camping Fusina's probably got examples of maybe the best of European camping here. This
yeah,
good pitch, bit of a divider between us. There's actually chains on the other side of these pitches because you get a key to come onto these, It's also got maybe the worst example of European camping as well, because the main camping bit is maybe a wee bit more of a free-for-all.
yes.
There's no map pitches. And we've only really been on 2 campsites in Europe like that. Again, I would point out that we spent years touring Europe using the Axie discount book, the cheapest pitches, trying to do it as cheap as we could. And now we kind of cut down the number of sites, and we do what the old people did when we were first started travelling. They're strategic spenders, I would say.
Yes.
Yeah, they would mostly cook and eat on their pitch, but they weren't frightened to do the special
No.
things. Yeah, I would say that.
Yeah.
And we've ended up doing the same thing now, don't we? Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, as I say, we're not even going into Venice this time.
No,
And it has become a little bit more about the pitch now, isn't it?
we're spending much more time on the pitch.
Yeah, instead of trying to do it as cheap as we can, so we can see as much as we can.
Yeah.
But again, I think it was important to do that when we were younger. And
Yes.
had more energy. Pack it in, I
Yeah.
would say, yeah. Because then you've got all these options and places you've been to that you can pick from. Yeah. In the UK, we're used to gravel pitches, aren't we? And a gravel and a grass strip between pitches, a level of separation there. Now, the ground is never going to be gravel. In this case, it's a kind of clay. Sometimes it's been grass at some point in its life in other sites, but, they put gravel down in the most worn bits, But the bottom line is if it gets wet, it's going to get slushy. So this is what the 2x2 tarps for. Most Europeans you see camping have got
I've
one.
got something down.
Now the other thing is there's no 6 metre rule like we have in the UK.
No.
And it does mean even on a pitch with a sort of solid divider between it, bit of rope or a hedge, if you park here, your neighbour could park here just the other side of the divider, and there's literally that between the vans.
Yeah.
So it's just something that, you get used to after a while, isn't it?
Yes, aye.
The other thing that quite often happens in European campsites, if you see they've got hard standings, and you think, brilliant, we'll book a hard standing. Sometimes it's more like a car park. But it's fine for transits.
Yes,
No
aye.
problem for a transit.
Yeah.
But you want to spend days like that, So it's worth doing a bit of looking at the views and a bit of Google Earth and just to see what they're actually like for sure, And one last thing I should mention about European campsites is often the amps are a lot lower than we're used to in the UK. We're used to 16 amps, we've got 6 here. So that would mean that if you have a typical electric LPG heater, say, you'd probably be able to run it on the first level on electric before you start tripping things. You'd have to turn things off before you boiled a kettle, always a low voltage kettle, of course, that type of thing. But it's also why these lights, which are actually 230 volt, not 12 volt, become important, because if your electricity does trip, you know instantly. Oh, and also a 12 volt USB fan. It's been really hot at night. 2 of these would be useful actually.
Yeah.
We've got 1. Raining hard now, can't even see Venice. I'm a wee bit worried I'm going to get bogged down here because it really, really rained last night. I watched another UK van, the same type of van, get out there. The ground is just absolutely churned up. My reversing camera stopped working as well, so I'm going entirely on mirrors here. I think if you're an older guy with a man bun, that's the very place for you, isn't it? Alright, so we shall say hi to Cleo and Charlie and Joey. We have no idea when these videos are starting and ending, have we? No idea.
Absolutely not.
Should probably say that every day, just to be sure. So anyway, take care.
Bye.
Catch you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.